For decades, Reverend Fred Shaw, President of NAACP Inglewood South Bay, and international spokesperson for the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, has been a fierce human and civil rights advocate. A native of Compton, California, Fred Shaw was born to a family of freedom fighters who believed that all people should be treated with dignity and respect, and who dedicated themselves to fighting for civil and human rights. His mother, Marcine Shaw, was an Army veteran and city council member in Compton. Growing up, both his parents instilled in him a deep commitment to serve their community, and this philosophy was evident in the homes they opened for troubled youth in the 1970s. Inspired by national heroes such as Baptist minister Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Fred Shaw became an ordained minister in 1975. As a minister, he participated in numerous civil rights marches, many of which were opposing the suppression of blacks at the hands of our law enforcement. Reverend Shaw wanted to effect change from within law enforcement, particularly the injustices he witnessed in his community. After graduating from the Sheriff's Academy in 1980, Reverend Shaw began a career that spanned 13 years in law enforcement. He came to realize he could best serve his community by creating positive reinforcement programs for black youth, rather than simply focus on the penal side of law enforcement. In this spirit, he formed the Linwood Sheriff Youth Athletic League. Seeing the substantial rewards for directing youth to positive community-based programs, Reverend Shaw decided to broaden his efforts from outside of law enforcement. In 1994, he partnered with his sister, Jules Shaw, to help troubled youth by opening residential care facilities in Compton, California. Called Boys to Men, these group homes were very different than the standard youth shelters, which were primarily doling out powerful psychiatric drugs to children and teens. Reverend Shaw refused to administer psychiatric drugs to youths in his care, as he knew these only served to further damage already troubled youth. By refusing to drug these youths and instead focusing on positive supportive programs, Boys to Men group homes gave hundreds of young men the opportunity to rise out of their often tragic circumstances and go on to become productive members of society. Due to his work with troubled minors, the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation honored Reverend Shaw as one of the recipients of the Men Who Care Award, along with actor Jamie Foxx. He was then elected president of the NAACP Compton Branch and partnered with Citizens Commission on Human Rights, a mental health industry watchdog organization, in order to stop the forced drugging of school children. He helped obtain 3 national resolutions, 2 from the NAACP and 1 from the National Caucus of Black Legislators. These resolutions condemn the abuse of mental health practices being inflicted on children, including forced psychiatric drugging and electroshocking, particularly those from lower-income families or in foster care. Today, he continues to work with the Citizens Commission on Human Rights International to fight against psychiatric abuse. He recently launched a Taskforce to combat the medical racism that permeates the mental health industry, which still exists to this day. Reverend Shaw states, "Our communities need proper and effective health care, not damaging drugs and electroshock that passes for mental health treatment today. This is especially true for the African American community, given psychiatry's long history of racist eugenics theories, which still permeate modern-day mental health care." Over the years, Reverend Shaw has reached millions of people with his message of hope and change. To find out more, visit CCHR Taskforce.org.